I would like for you to help us, untie this knot based on what the Vice President Kasim Shettima said. He said, well, look, the economic policies of this administration are making progress. We have turned the corner. We are not where we were before. So do you see that where you are in Owerri, what's the state of things now? Help us understand. How do the people feel about, is there the economic decline? Is there economic downturn, or is it growth? What do people see? Purchasing power of the people and all of that. Help us make sense of what the Vice President said.
Well, thank you very much. I think the reality is this. When you look at conglomerates that have left Nigeria since since Bola Tinubu came into office, you'll be able to gauge whether the Vice President is lying or is being truthful. Because these conglomerates have economists, have projections, they have all the professionals that can help them gauge whether a country is going in the right direction or not, because they are always so when they look at what is going on and they run away, you now know that something is happening. In Nigeria, Procter & Gamble, PZ, Shell, Mobil Exxon, you name it, more than 15 major conglomerates have left. ShopRite.
But I had to button at this moment. We also understand that Shell is planning $20 billion investment, and they are trying to come back.
Well, all those plans for now, no, they are not there. That is the bottom line. I'm talking about
the plan is there, but you might say that they have not come.
Okay, but you know the way. Okay, let me just answer that. You know the way these oil conglomerates work.
Okay.
They may bring in one equipment and say it's $1 billion, and you can't have any way of gauging or whatever. Okay. But look at all the other companies that have left this country, and Shell left in the course of Tinubu's regime. So we cannot agree with what Mr. Vice President is saying. In fact, we can only conclude that he's telling absolute lies, because all around us, the dire economic faces us in the face. Forget their voodoo statistics, where they claim that so much is happening, the GDP has jumped up, it has come down, on what comes out from the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, where they churn out figures that are clearly boo-boo figures. The fact is, the Nigerian on the street, the conglomerates and in the boardrooms, how are they feeling these economic policies of this government? And with regards to what Mr. Fanimo said about some of their policies being good or not, all of their policies are those, they can be referred to as scams, like the so-called removal of fuel subsidy. When it was removed, Mr. Tinubu assured us that the benefits from those removals will be channeled into other areas that will cushion the effect on Nigerians. We've only seen the removal and not one single cushion.
But talking about cushion, the governors admit to getting more monies from the federation account. And the president says, well, because we removed fuel subsidy, there is more money to be shared by the tiers of government. And the governors do admit, they acknowledge the fact that, look, we are getting more money.
We can look beyond what the governors are saying. If before this government came, the exchange rate of the dollar was in the 400 naira region, and now it is 1,400. It is obvious that they are going to get about 3 to 4 times more than what they were getting. But it's not based on any development in the economy. It's just based on making the naira worthless, making the naira near worthless. So yes, if you are getting 10 naira before, and if you're getting 10 million or 10 billion, and you're not getting 40 billion naira, only because the value of the naira has crashed, they should be ashamed to even say that they are getting more funds, because it's not what's happening. The fact is that they are getting whatever extra income based on rubbishing the naira. Are you now telling me that if they make the naira 10,000 naira to $1, and the governors now tell us that they're getting money, we should accept what they are telling us? Because maybe the smallest state get about 3 trillion. Does that mean they've gotten more money? No, they've only impoverished us more. They pulverized the economy. What the indices we should be looking at are the corporate bodies, the individuals in society. And look at the contracting officials. The president goes about in Escalade. He flies all over the world with his fairly used jet, virtually only visiting Nigeria once in a while. And somebody has the guts to tell us that the economy is improving.
Please let me put you in here. Reforms aren't a new thing in Nigeria. In the 80s, we had the SAP, the Structural Adjustment Program. And it pretty much worked, like I hear, to a certain extent. But this current reform, what do you think are some of the lessons that we have failed perhaps to employ from the lessons from the time?
The current reform
regarding the current reform of this administration. All their reforms, like even Mr. President said during the campaign eras, was to broaden the tax net, reduce the purchasing power of Nigerians, and impoverish Nigerians. These were direct comments from Mr. Bola Tinubu. He will broaden the tax net. He will reduce the purchasing power of the naira. Now, when a man makes that comment and begins to flow with it, how can you, for goodness sake, say those kind of policies are good for the economy? Or that, voodoo-linked policies that you can see it on the streets is affecting the common man. And somebody's telling us that these things are working. Perhaps it's working because they are building new jetties for presidential fleet. They've bought new vehicles for the president and his wife and the vice president. So to them, the economic policies are working. But for Nigerians, for the conglomerates, for the companies, for corporate bodies, for even the entrepreneurs who are now faced with horrific tax burdens, this is not working.
Okay, all right. The earlier we understand that, the better. Now, Barrister Eze, before I leave you on this conversation, I would like to ask you, isn't it proper to say that the vice president's statement is incorrect than saying that he is lying? Which one?
Now, you see, when you say it's incorrect, you give him the leeway to begin to meander. But the fact, and at times we have gotten to that stage in our lives when we should say the truth and we should not shy away from saying the truth. So the reality is that Mr. Kashim Shettima lied absolutely against all indices, against all international organizations like the World Bank, IMF, who are telling us that Nigerians are getting deeper into poverty. So what is he basing his lies on? So they are blatant lies that were just